Hi YouTube, it's your girl Ash, and today I'm back with another video. Today's video is a book talk on This Is Where I Leave You by Jonathan Tropper. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. I'm going to read the back, then I'm going to get into my thoughts. So, the back says, the death of Judge Foxman's father marks the first time that the entire Foxman clan has congregated in years. There is, however, one conspicuous absence. Judd's wife, Jen, whose affair with his radio shock jock boss has recently become painfully public. Simultaneously mourning the demise of his father and his marriage, Judd joins his family as they reluctantly sit Shiva and spend 7 days and nights under the same roof as long-standing grudges resurface, secrets are revealed, and old passions are reawakened. Then Jen arrives with news of her own. She's pregnant. This Is Where I Leave You is a riotously funny, emotionally raw novel about love, marriage, divorce, family, and the ties that bind, whether we like it or not. Okay, so this is, as I said, This Is Where I Leave You by Jonathan Tropper. This book has 339 pages. I read it in 2.5 days, and I gave it a 4 star on Goodreads. What I love so much about this book is the structure. Well, not the most important thing, but the structure with which Jonathan Tropper chose to tell it. It is told in the 7 days of Shiva that they said, like each section starts off with the day it is, and then the mini sections within the sections start off at different time periods. Like one will say 3:45 a.m. and the next one will say um 8:06, which you probably can't even see, but it'll say like 8:06 a.m. I loved that. I felt like it immersed me more into the story. It also made it a quicker pace read because I had actual sections I could stop at, and I didn't feel like I'm going to have to read 20 pages before I know that I'm going to get a break. What I also love about this book is that he is so authentic in his telling of a story about a family in turmoil. Like, oftentimes, I feel like when people try to write books about a family that has a whole bunch of secrets and it's about to explode or it's in the midst of exploding, a lot of times these characters feel like caricatures. They don't feel like real, authentic people. And I felt like Jonathan Tropper reached inside the like a typical American family and actually pulled out their secrets and things and put it into this book. Like, I don't know if I'm making sense, but I felt like he could have been talking about my family. He could have been talking about a whole bunch of families that I know. It was very authentic and I appreciated it. What I love about this book also is the fact that there is a lot of Jewish culture within this book, and I've never read anything um, about Jewish people or where there was Jewish customs. So I liked that there was things that I stopped in the middle of reading to research, and it gave me more of an insight into people who had studied Judaism. And I also loved that this book made me have the gamut of emotions. There were times where I laughed, times where I had to hold back from crying, times I was very frustrated, and I think that that is a very good book when it can pull the gamut of emotions out of you. And so I just love this book, and I am probably it's probably like secured itself a spot on the list of contestants that will go on to my best books at the end of the year. Now I'm going to talk about some of the things I did not like and why I ultimately had to give this book a 4 star instead of a 5 that I desperately wanted to. I hated that it kind of had that trope of, well, not a trope. I hated that Jen, Judd's wife, just thought that all of a sudden because she had a baby, like because she was pregnant, that he was gonna go okay, I forgot that you just cheated on me with my boss. I forgot that I walked in on it. I'm just gonna play nice with you and the man that you cheated on me with, that now you're in a relationship with, just because we are having a baby. I felt like she thought that was gonna give her blanket immunity. Like he wasn't, like he didn't have the right to feel the things that we see he very much felt throughout the whole entire book. And that aggravated me because I'm like, wow, I understand you are having a baby. Like, you hurt this man, you cheated on this man, he walked in on you cheating on him, you cheated on him for a year, you cheated on him with a boss who they somewhat had like a friendship camaraderie with, and you just felt like he was supposed to be like Men in Black. When they put the thing in front of your eyes and erase your memory, he's supposed to forgive you because you were having his baby. And no, ma'am. I hated Jen. She was a total bitch. Um, what else could we talk? Okay. One thing I hate about this book also is the fact that this book does that thing where it's like you decide what happened. Like, it's open ended, like it's not a close. And I hate that. I love when books are finished, wrap the bow around them, especially if you're not going to make it a series. That's what I like. And to my knowledge, this is not a series, it's a standalone. So I hated that he left it like up for you to determine what do you think like happened with Judd and Jen and all the other people. Um, Another thing that I hated about this book was, let me get it. Well, no, I think that sums up pretty much how the problems and why I ultimately had to give it a 4 instead of a 5. But that is my book talk on This Is Where I Leave You by Jonathan Tropper. If you like this if you like this book talk, please thumbs up the video. If you feel inclined to do so, please subscribe and please share my video. It would be graciously appreciated. And until next time, until we meet again,